Hello friends! Today we're going to be making a Winter Wonderland sculpture, and you can see I have all different ways to fold and manipulate or create my paper, but we're going to make it into a hat that you can wear when you leave art today. So I'm going to show you how to make all these different types of paper designs. Some of you might already know how to do some of these, like a snowflake, but I'll show you how I created mine and then how we can go ahead and create it into a hat that we can wear and take with us. Let's get started. So to make our hats today, we're going to do a few different paper sculpture techniques. Remember, a sculpture is something that pops up. It is not flat. So when we're creating our sculpture today, we want to make things that have different elements that pop out at you and not just flat pieces of paper. You might have some flat pieces of paper, but we're going to go ahead and focus on making parts that pop up right at you. So when we are creating our sculptures today, you're going to get a piece of long blue paper. That's going to be for the background of your sculpture. We're going to be gluing our white paper to this part. You're going to get some strips of paper like these, and you might even get some square papers if you want to add some snowflakes to your sculpture hat. The first thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to use your small white papers to create different designs, different paper techniques. So the first one we're going to talk about is a spiral. And I'm going to write the word on here so we know what technique we're using. To create a spiral with our paper, you're actually going to use a pencil. This is one of my favorite paper sculpture techniques. So I am going to take my paper and my pencil, and I'm actually going to wrap my paper around my pencil. When I make a spiral, I'm going to pinch with my fingers, just little crab claws, and I'm going to roll my pencil while my fingers are pinching. You can see I'm not going super fast. I'm pinching my paper and rolling my pencil. And as I do that, what's super cool is that it's going to start to make a curl like a spiral. And there is my first paper sculpture techniques. It kind of looks like if your hair is curly, and that is something you can use. When you glue a spiral or a curl onto your blue paper, glue it wherever you would like, but make sure it's not flat. You want it to pop up out at you. So when I'm ready to glue it, I might just take a tiny bit of glue. Remember, roll your glue stick up just a tiny bit. Rub it on my background and stick it down. And I'm going to make it so it's popping off the top. You can make spirals all across the top of your hat. That's going to be up to you. The next one I'm going to work on, I'll erase this, is what we call a pleat. And a pleat, P-L-E-A-T, looks like a staircase. So let me show you how to do this one. It's a little harder. We're going to take a piece of white paper. We're going to fold it back and forth like a staircase. Our first fold is going to be a small square fold onto the paper just like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this piece of paper over and fold the same thing back up. So fold, then you flip, then fold it back up, then you flip. And you're going to see your paper starting to get shorter because you're folding it, then flip, then fold, then flip, then fold, then flip, and then fold. And watch what happens when I open it up. Now my paper's like a little rectangle. When I open it, it makes that really cool zigzag line. And when I'm ready to glue the pleat, I can glue it so both sides look like this so that it pops up kind of like an M. Or if you want to glue it so that it is springing off your paper, maybe you will just glue one side down so that it comes off your paper, kind of like it's springing off of your background. I like it when it actually is kind of flat and then pops up off of my hat. So I'm going to glue both sides of the pleat down. To do that, I'll take my glue stick. Remember, just roll it up a little bit. I'm going to rub a little bit of glue there, rub a little bit circle of glue on the other side. I'm going to take 2 flat sides of my pleated paper and push it down. Make sure it's really stuck down there. And you can see it's popping off my hat. There's my curl or my spiral. Another technique that we can do is what I call fringe, and that's where you use your scissors to cut your paper. F-R-I-N-G-E. When we do a fringe paper, it's kind of like making grass, and I've showed you guys how to do this one. But all you do is do little alligator chomper straight lines, and we cut little straight lines all across our paper. You could do the whole long strip, or some of you might only want to do part of it. If you just like that much, maybe your last cut will make sure it cuts the paper in half. I can play with these little pieces to make them pop up so they have more texture and a cooler design. And then I can glue it wherever I would like on my hat. Remember, with this part, I'm only gluing the flat top part. I don't want to add glue to the bottom parts of the paper. Pet it like a puppy to make sure it sticks down. And our last one that we can make is a snowflake. Now, you guys might remember how to make snowflakes. Some of you might not. When you make a snowflake, you take your paper, fold it in half because it is a square. It should be equal on all sides. I like to fold my paper at least twice. Some people fold their paper 3 times so it becomes a triangle. That is up to you. Once you have folded your paper, all you're going to do is cut little shapes out of your folded paper, and you want to go nice and slow. I like to make triangles. Some people like to make half circles. Triangles are an awesome shape for snowflakes because snowflakes usually have a lot of triangle or diamond shapes. So I've cut 4 different triangles out of my snowflake. What's super cool is when I open it up, it should be a really awesome design. I love it. Now I can glue it wherever I want onto my sculpture hat. What's really cool is that you can also use your scraps of paper from your snowflake. I'll add glue just in the middle there. And glue these onto your hat if you like them. These are little diamond shapes. If I like the diamonds, maybe I'll add some of those to my hat. That's going to be up to you. Once you've added a lot of your shapes, we will show you how you can add a little bit of extra paper so that your hat is big enough to fit around your head. I want you to try to use all those different techniques. The pleat technique, try to do some of the fringe, and even some of the curls. You can try to do a snowflake if you want to as well. Fill up your whole paper with all different designs, and the more sculpture techniques you add, the more exciting and awesome your sculpture hat is gonna be. Alrighty, friends. I hope you have an awesome time creating your sculpture hats. Happy creating!